Joe Bentendo here. I'm a clinical psychologist in Las Vegas and a hardcore Nintendo fan. And I want to talk a little bit about gratitude because gratitude is something I believe in so strongly. There were times in my life when I didn't really practice gratitude actively. And when I started to use gratitude, it changed my whole experience of everything, really. And I remember that when I first started actively trying to use gratitude as a way to make my life better, I sometimes felt like I had to say thank you to God, or like I was, thanking the universe or thanking God or whatever. And, that's okay if you believe in God or if you have some spiritual belief. But I think it's also really important to realize that you don't actually have to believe in God in order to be grateful and to experience the benefits of gratitude. So gratitude is extremely powerful, and if you've ever studied The Secret or any of that kind of stuff, like spiritual concepts about manifesting your goals, right? Bringing your goals into manifestation. Gratitude is always a very central concept in that, because it's so important to feel grateful for what you already have. And so even though there might be things that you want to have different, it's extremely powerful to be present with what we have already and to actually feel grateful for it. Even if there are some aspects of it we don't always enjoy, if we can find some way to be grateful for it, then it makes it easier for things to actually get more the way we want. And I found that many times in my own life. Also, it just makes me feel a lot better, and I actually enjoy my day a lot more if I find things I'm grateful for. So the thing is when we think of gratitude, we think of saying thank you, like I'm saying thank you to someone who did something for me. And if we're thinking about gratitude in the abstract, about just being grateful for the things we have in life, you don't always have to be saying thank you to God. Now, I do happen to believe in God, not really in a traditional, like Abrahamic version of God, like as a distinct being, but I do pray. But my point is that you don't have to. You don't have to say thank you, God, or thank you, universe. You can, if those concepts make sense to you. But you could also just be grateful and just feel gratitude. So, you're not always saying thank you to a specific being. And even if, the atheists are correct and, there is no God and the universe just happened to evolve the way it did and it's just all this amazing, weird coincidence, you can still be grateful, Like, for example, I might not be totally happy with, like, my physical health right now, but I can be grateful that I'm in decent health. I don't have any diseases. My limbs are all intact. I'm able to see and hear and smell and touch and use my senses. So I'm grateful, whether or not I attribute those things to God or to some divine entity, that's a whole separate thing. I do happen to say thank you to God, but again, it's my own version of God, which is not really a traditional, it might be a traditional version in some traditions, but not in the Abrahamic, patriarchal, hierarchical traditions. All right? So gratitude is something that will help you. It will make your life better. It will make every moment better. It's not easy to practice, though. And sometimes it can feel kind of like condescending in a way. When it's like, oh, I should be grateful. Someone did something for me, right? Like when you think about it, like being grateful to God or grateful to someone for doing something for you that you couldn't do for yourself. It doesn't even need to be that way, It can just be appreciation. So sometimes I like to think about gratitude as another way of saying appreciation. It's kind of a synonym of the same idea of appreciate, which is really, it's more of a sensual word if you think about it, right? Like to appreciate a delicious bite of food is to enjoy the sensory experience of it, to enjoy it. And so gratitude, appreciation, enjoyment, they're really all very similar to me in the way that I conceive of them, right? I'm not giving you like the official Merriam-Webster definition of gratitude. Rather, I'm describing it in the way that I practice it, which is as a kind of appreciation, a kind of sensual enjoyment of the things in life that I enjoy. So using my previous example, I'm not in perfect health right now. I don't always love what I see when I take my shirt off and look in the mirror, right? I want to get in better shape. But I do appreciate and enjoy the fact that I'm in decent health. I actually quit smoking cigarettes 10 days ago, so I feel like my lungs are gonna slowly eventually get back to normal. So there are things I can appreciate about my health, even though it's not yet ideal and where I want it to be. But it's really important for me to appreciate what I have already instead of dwelling on the things I wish were different. Okay? So those are my thoughts on gratitude today. Please remember that you are loved, and I will... Oh, and I have to give a little video game. I forgot to... This is a video game channel, so I just want to make one little analogy with video games, and it does actually really apply in video games. So when you're stuck on a really tough level, gratitude actually really helps, and it is a good metaphor for life. So like right now I'm playing Super Mario Brothers Wonder, which is so fun, such an amazing game. And I'm on the special world at the very end, which is extra hard levels, like they're super, super hard. And sometimes I'll get stuck playing the same level over and over and over just to pass it. It's so difficult. And so what I have to do when I'm getting stuck is I just have to slow down and just be grateful that I get to play the game. I might be feeling kind of frustrated, I'm not going to try and deny that or push that away, but just kind of slow down and just be, and just take in the music, take in the sights, just accept the fact that every time I get to that one point in the level, I'm probably going to die. Okay. So I'll just keep trying over and over, and my mind will kind of work on, what could I do a little different, or let me try this, right? But it's important to detach from our frantic need to have things be a certain way, and just play the game, be in the game, enjoy the game, enjoy the sounds, enjoy the music, enjoy the sights, enjoy the characters, just enjoy the repetition when you're playing that game. And that's a form of gratitude, right? So it's not like some kind of prayer you're saying, thank you, God, for this level of Super Mario Brothers Wonder. Although I do actually say that to God when I pray. But you don't have to. My point is that you don't have to. You don't have to make it about God or a divine being or anything like that. You really don't. It's really just appreciation, enjoyment. It's a sensual practice. When they do mindfulness practice for people, to teach them about mindfulness, they'll have them eat a raisin and just eat the raisin super slowly and just notice every detail, right? So just noticing and enjoying things in life is really what gratitude is about. It's not about saying, thank you. I mean, it can be. When I was a kid, they told me to say thank you so that people would give you more things. Or just, to be polite. And that is part of gratitude, but that's a very simplified kind of childish way of thinking about it. It's not just about saying thank you, which is part of it, but it's about appreciation. It's about enjoyment. It's about noticing what you have already, regardless of what you wish were different, and just enjoying it to its fullest, to its absolute fullest, and really being in a state of enjoyment as much as you possibly can, which is not easy. I wasn't in one this morning, that's for sure. But I'm in more of one now. So anyway, hope you are doing well, and I'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye-bye.